Hey, welcome to another motivational word for the day here. Sorry about the technical difficulties, man. I have my own crew. Gotta get one of them HD cameras. You know, I could spend some time probably doing some editing and some lighting and some professional grade stuff with these, man. But I just keep it pure and simple, dude. Kind of like a coffee talk conversation. Speaking of all that, though, dude, what we're going to talk about today is discouragement. Don't be discouraged. Number one. Be of good courage. The Lord your God is with you wherever you go. Be like a lion. You are that lion. You're not a sheep. You're a lion. You're not timid, fearful, and afraid. Why? Because God is with you wherever you go. You might not get people's validation. You might not get people's approval. You might not get people's support, protection, whatever. But you have God with you, walking right alongside you. So I'm going to caveat into that and saying don't wait for people's approval. If you got a dream in your life and you want to do something, don't look for everybody for validation. Like myself personally, I know I'm to be a public speaker. I have the gift of gab. I have taught classes at colleges, taught classes in the military, and whenever I get up in front of a crowd of people, something happens, and I have the gift to do that. And I love studying things and then getting in front of people and teaching them. So I know I have that gift. And every time I've done it, it's turned out good and I'm happy. And I used to fill in for my pastor when he was away. So I have that gift, that calling. But if I sat around and I waited for someone to say, hey, should I go do this? Hey, should I do that? No, you got to just go do your own calling. And you can't wait for affirmations from other people. What if Moses sat around and waited and said, I'm going to wait for someone to tell me that I should go set these people free? They'd still be slaves in Egypt. If he waited for Aaron or Miriam, matter of fact, you'll get the opposite. Many times in life, people will say, you're not supposed to do that. You can't do that. And why are you doing that? Case in point, there's an awesome coffee shop in North Carolina, on Oak Island, called the Flying Pig. And why is it called the Flying Pig? This guy, former Marine, he said, I'm going to have a coffee shop. Matter of fact, I'm going to make a coffee shop out there in Oak Island, North Carolina, right out there on the beach. And they said, yeah, when pigs fly, that idea will succeed when pigs fly. So people, instead of supporting him on his life dream and goal, they canned it. They said, you can't do that. So in their face, he went and lived his dream. And now look, it's a huge success. So you are your own validation, and God's gifts in you will validate you. Number two, so therefore, don't wait for your title. Use your talents and your gifts, and the titles, the doors, the openings will come. So number one, don't be discouraged. Don't give up in your life. I'm going to caveat into that. Don't stop praying. You're praying on a dream. You're praying on a goal. You're praying on an issue. You don't see anything happening. You start to give up. Or you're not sinning. You're fighting against the flesh to not give into that old sin. And you're like, why? This is stupid. Don't. You're going to get blessings for not sinning, and God's going to answer that prayer if you don't stop praying. There's many stories of people who have prayed and prayed and prayed and prayed, and then all of a sudden, bam, the answer came. It's right at the gates. It's right at the door. So don't give up in your praying. Keep praying. Be of good courage. Live your dreams. You're validated by God and yourself, not the people around you. Don't wait for someone to come put a little degree in your hand saying, hi, you're a chaplain, you're a teacher, you're a business owner, you're a coffee shop owner, you're this. Here, you can do this now. Go live your dream. Spread your wings, fly like the eagle you are, even if everybody around says you are a chicken and you're not going to ever fly like an eagle. No, you're an eagle. You've got God with you. Follow your talents, dreams, and goals, and honor God with every single step. In other words, there's a difference between being who you are and selfish ambition. The Bible clearly says a pastor should not be a young man, lest he get puffed up with pride and fall under the same condemnation as the devil. Have you ever gone to a church and it's pastored by like a 19 or 20-something year old, or you even go to a business and a dad just handed this guy a $400 million landscaping company? Is he mature enough, some people are, to say, hey, I understand this? You think someone right out of high school who's put in charge of 400 people is going to handle that? Now, Paul said this. A pastor should not be a young, not too young, lest he get puffed up with pride. So here's what I'm saying. There is such a thing as selfish ambition. Look what I did. Look at my flock. Look at these people who are here to see me. I've sat under certain pastors and I've seen it, man. They get up there and their head is bigger than the Goodyear blimp. And they think that everyone's there because the way they look, the way they dress, the way they talk, because of their public speaking ability, because of their charisma. Every bit of that is a gift of God. The only thing that belongs to that person is that they have chosen to use that charisma, that gift, everything they've been given for God. Case in point, someone gives me, there's a field, and someone gives me a giant combine mechanical thing to go mow the grass down with. So I go mow the grass down with. That combine was given to me by someone else, but I mowed all that grass. Am I great? No, but what I am great is I went and did it. Do you kind of understand? It's like those people get up there and they accept the Emmy and they say, yes, thank God for this. And people, you might think, wait a minute, God didn't do that, you did that. They're smart enough to realize God gave them the ability to sing. God gave them the ability to play guitar. God opened these doors and helped them. So don't ever become selfishly ambitious. Don't confuse what I'm preaching today with selfish ambition, because selfish ambition will consume you and destroy you. I want to be the richest. I want to be the most powerful. You've been around people like that. Napoleon complex people, Hitler complex people. They got to have it all. They got to be in control. They want all the power. They want all the glory. They want all the credit at work. They want all the money. They want all the possessions. They throwing people under the bus. They're going to build their business on the backs of everybody. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is soar like an eagle, live your dreams, but do it in a godly way. Does that make any sense? And always basically live out your calling fully. Like Moses was the most humble man. He didn't say, look at the people I freed from Egypt. I've come down. I'm going to set you free. Follow me. No, the opposite was Pharaoh saying, I am Pharaoh. I am the morning and the evening star. I am Egypt. You know, no, you're not, dude. You're a man and you're going to die like a man. So Moses was humble. So let's just recap. Number one, don't wait for people to validate you and say, hey, dude, you should really open that restaurant. I think you're ready now. Go do it. Go do it, man, if you believe it, if you think you should do it. So don't wait for people's validation. Be courageous because God is with you. Don't give up on praying. Keep praying. Keep praying. I just had a prayer answered the other day, man, and I was praying and I said, God, you did... Where were you? I prayed about this. It was the only thing I wanted to happen for New Year's. This one relationship thing, this one reconciliation with a family member. And it didn't happen. And then guess what? About 3 days later, it happened. That person called me, sent me a text, said, hey, guess what? I miss you so bad in my life. I want to reconnect with you. You know, so don't give up on praying because God's moving on people's hearts. People have a free will. So sometimes praying about people situations can be different. But long story short, don't give up on praying, be courageous, and live your dreams. Thanks for tuning in to Through the Bible.